Here we go again. Still, people fail to recognize that all lives matter and we're all part of the one race, the human race. But of course, the New Yorkers. So, I mean, what do you expect? Should be a doozy. Let's get it popping.
He wore a White Lives Matter shirt and everyone's going crazy about it.
Inappropriate behavior. Kanye West.
Tell us how you really feel.
In light of Kanye West wearing a White Lives Matter shirt, we went to New York City to find out. Do white lives matter? Do you guys think white lives matter, or do you think
everyone's lives matter? Come on, dude. Everyone, all lives matter. And people know that. Even like when the whole Black Lives Matter came to, everyone's all lives matter. That's a thing. That's the message, you know?
And what do you think?
Well, I think just saying that, like, when you're not a marginalized group is, like, I don't know.
It's like a political stunt?
Yeah.
The statement itself, white lives matter, do you have an opinion on that? Do you think it's a harmful statement, or what do you think?
I think it's pretty common sense, like all lives matter in a sense, like duh. But like I think the movement was for a specific point, right? People are saying white lives matter as a counterattack to the Black Lives Movement, which I think is pretty silly.
I think he needs to shut up. You know, a lot of people suffer from mental health issues, and when you know it's time to get help, it's time to get help when you know it is. Black Lives Matter. I think that what he's doing is pretty ridiculous, but yeah, I don't agree with what he's doing.
And maybe he doesn't agree with what you're doing or what Black Lives Matter was doing. Maybe he's just trying to point out the fact that it's crazy that you have to identify as Black Lives Matter. We know this. White lives matter, black lives, yellow, green. One life. God cherishes all life. He brought it all into existence. And it's crazy that people these days are so focused on pigmentation or lack thereof, which is irrelevant, that they miss the fact that abortion rates in today's day and age are actually higher than birth rates. That's what priorities should be. But priorities and principles are all the way jacked up with these kids. Like, where are their parents? Aisle 1, we need some spankings on aisle 1. Matter of fact, all across the board, we need some spankings, some discipline, some common sense back in the building. And I'm glad that they started this off with the fact that, yes, all lives do in fact matter. And Kanye, he was trolling, but he was also being serious at the same time. Like, do y'all realize how ridiculous this is? You can't say Black Lives Matter until it's still black people across the board start caring about black people. Do y'all see the murder rates, black on black crime in Chicago and Oakland and Minneapolis and everywhere? Care about all lives, love all people. Because they bleed red, not because what they look like or don't look like. It's petty. This is all petty.
Teachers needs more education about why the reason Black Lives Matter started. And you know what? He needs medicine. He has mental conditions, and maybe he is off his medicine.
Yeah, I agree. If he is feeling deeply about that, and if that's how he really feels, then he needs more education before he speaks.
It's really sad, though. It's really sad to the community of the whole world. Like, it's really sad for the way he's thinking. But you know what? Everybody has an opinion.
No, it's
the
not
statement
sad.
itself, do you think it's a harmful statement?
I agree.
Do you think it's a hateful statement? What's your opinion on that statement, white lives matter?
I don't really think it's hateful, but I don't think he meant for it to be hateful. Who wore it with him?
Candace Owens.
I don't think they meant for it to be hateful.
What do you think about that statement?
That Black Lives Matter is bullshit. Well, I think that George Soros is getting rich from it in the black communities, just like the ones we have right now, and getting shit out of it.
What do you think about the statement, white lives matter? Do white lives matter, or what do you think?
I think that it's stupid regardless.
Do you think white lives matter is like a hateful statement, or what do you think?
Absolutely not. I think all lives matter.
Absolutely, all lives matter for sure, definitely. We agree with Kanye.
I don't understand why it's like necessary, because like I feel like it was made specifically to counteract Black Lives Matter, and I don't understand why it was made for that.
I'd say about the same thing. It has to do with the intention of why he's wearing it. Like, you can think white lives matter, and they do, but I don't think he needed a shirt to point that out.
It's pretty dumb that
Why
he
not?
said that. I don't know. Like, I don't get the point of white lives. You don't say like just because Black lives matter doesn't mean white lives don't matter. It's like taking something meant for something else and just flipping it.
I'm white, so I really don't feel qualified to weigh in on it. I think Black Lives Matter. I guess I think he's just
he's a sellout to his people.
No, I mean, if he wants to make a White Lives Matter shirt, I mean, I don't really care. I'm not gonna buy it. If I did buy it and wore it and someone like beat the shit out of me, I'd just find someone that would be, I think, responsible.
What do you think about like the white lives matter thing you said? You remember that?
That everybody matters, because God says, no more tooth for a tooth, eye for an eye, love one another.
Hey, The premise of that last man's message, well, I get what he was trying to say, but I think he might have been on some things, which is cool. I'm going to pray for him. I hope he's good. Kanye did do that to point out the foolishness of Black Lives Matter. He did it in a unity fashion. Him and Candace Owens, they're both black, but they're saying that we're black. We don't feel victimized. We don't hold slavery and all the past sins. We don't bring that into today because everybody's sinned. Everybody's had slaves at some point. All cultures across the board. Was it right? Absolutely not. But did it happen? Did it serve its purpose? 100%. Are there black jobs, white jobs? Are there all jobs available for people across the board? Not based on pigmentation, but qualifications? Absolutely. Like, we've had Barack Obama in office, who I know isn't fully black. Some of y'all would argue he might not even be black at all, but irrelevant at the end of the day. Like, you can go out there and achieve whatever greatness or pinnacle of success that you want to if you're willing to put in that work. And what these kids and people need to hear nowadays is that it's okay to be you. And a human being, you're born as you are, and that's great. That's a beautiful thing. The fact that you can breathe in life, the fact that you're on this side of the grass is a blessing. Don't take that for granted. It's okay to be black. It's okay to be white. It's okay to be Latino. It's okay to be Asian. We just need to learn to love everybody and stop making these issues out of nothing and dividing and conquering and picking sides, because we need to come together. We need to love each other, because all this hate, this is taught. Hate is taught. Love is ingrained, and we're all precious in God's sight. So we need to get back to that. We need to get back to a godly society, a God-fearing society, and look at everybody as important in society, not look at everybody based on their issues. Everybody's got something. Everyone faces difficulties every single day, no matter what skin color you are. It's called being a human being, and life isn't easy. God didn't promise it would be easy. Jesus didn't say it would be easy. He said each day would have enough struggles of its own. Each day will have enough trials and tribulations of its own. So you need to come together. You need to unite. You need to lift up society and try to progress. And we live in a time where the average person thinks that something positive for one thing is automatically somehow negative for another thing. It just doesn't make any sense. We need to stop creating these oppressive issues out of nothing, to stop virtue signaling and handle the things in front of you. Grind and take care of the people around you, take care of the things and priorities around you, and start getting back to proper fundamentals and proper moral values instead of all this fake facade, fake ideology of wokeism, all this nonsense. Set it to the side, tuck it into bed, night. Don't wake it up. Leave it there. It's grounded. Dunce cap in the corner, nose in the corner, singing Kumbaya. We're done with all this woke nonsense. And before we roll out, I got to hit y'all with 2 biblical pieces of soul food. We're taking it over to Malachi 2, verse 10. Have we not all one Father? Has not one God created us? Why then are we faithless to one another, profaning the covenant of our fathers? Have we forgotten that we're all part of the same genetic family tree? We're all came from Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve, not Eve and Amelia, Adam and Eve, man and woman, 2 genders. Stop killing each other. Stop diving into this sin-filled culture. Recognize that God the Father created us all. We're all beautiful beings, just as we are, man or woman, black, white, don't matter. Human race, one race, bleed red. Focus, move forward. That's how we get through this thing called life. Now, Romans 2 verse 11 said, for God shows no partiality. God doesn't show favoritism. God doesn't care what you look like, what language you speak, what struggles you're going through. God cares that you look to him, lean on Jesus Christ and that understanding instead of the worldly ways of thinking. Love God above all else and love your neighbor as yourself. That's the key. That's the solution. That's how we get over all this foolishness and get past these non-issues. But that's all I got for y'all today. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. That means ring the bell so you get notified anytime I post a video, whether it's to your mobile device, your computer, whatever it may be. You'll see my freckle face in front of you whenever I come with some new content, whether it's informative, whether it's funny, whatever it may be. I'm grateful to have y'all here. Check out all my links in the description. If you want to support the channel, head over to my wife's Etsy store, Christian Designs, American, all that sort of stuff, Bible verses. She's got it down below in the description section, as well as all gear and things I use to make these videos. I'm just, again, I love y'all showing up. I'm forever grateful for this community we've built. I'm still getting over a little bronchitis, so if my voice sounds a little raspy, a little deeper and Barry White-esque than usual, that's why. But until next time, I love y'all. I'm praying for you and this crazy world we're living in. Godspeed. I'm gone.